Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of In My Joepinion with your host, Joe Eberlein. Also, welcome to the month of May. Reporting live from Irvine, California. Beautiful spring weather day today in Southern California. And today's topic, I'm finally get to talk about baseball. I'm really excited about it. NBA playoff topics will be coming up soon once the first round of the playoffs is concluded and all matchups are set for round two. But for right now, let's go over the first month of the baseball season in review. I'm going to talk about the MVP candidates right now. I'm going to talk about the first month Cy Young Award winners, and I'm going to talk about the big surprises and the big disappointments. So, let's go with the big disappointments right now. Toronto Blue Jays, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the American League, absolutely no doubt about it, in no way, shape, or form. Blue Jays made that huge blockbuster trade where they were able to acquire names such as Mark Burley, Jim Johnson, and Jose Reyes, and the Marlins got absolutely nothing for it. They just simply dumped a bunch of salary. And the Toronto Blue Jays ended the month of May with a 10-17 record that is not at all near the expectations that team had at this point in the season, as well as the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. In the last 2 years, they've given out such huge contracts to guys such as Albert Pujols, two-time National League MVP of 10 years, $240 million, three-time National League MVP, and then C.J. Wilson, 5-year, $85 million offer that he signed before the start of last season, and then the Angels brought in his friend and former teammate in Texas, Josh Hamilton, who is a former National League MVP as well, to a contract of 5 years, $125 million. If you add all of those up, that comes out to a total of $450 million spent between those three players. They did not make the playoffs last season, and right now they started off the first month 9-17. Angels, you better pick it up, and Mike Trout especially, you better pick it up, because with the season you put together last season, which might have been the most impressive thing I've ever seen in Major League Baseball history, it appears as if teams have started to figure you out, and you do not look anywhere near as comfortable in the outfield as you did last season. So Angels, you got a lot of work to do. Fortunately for you, there is plenty of time left. Biggest surprise? How about those Boston Red Sox? Best record in Major League Baseball right now at 18-8. Last year was somewhat of a soap opera, but I do believe that Terry Francona hit the nail on the head this last offseason when asked about the Boston Red Sox organization and clubhouse, that they were in good hands with John Farrell as their new manager. Farrell already having familiarity with that team, being the team's former pitching coach, and the team also made key additions in the offseason that featured the likes of Johnny Gomes to a 2-year, $10 million contract, Shane Victorino for a 3-year, $39 million contract, and Mike Napoli on a 1-year deal. And all three of them have been very, very solid contributors to the team's success at this point. Maybe not so much in the statistical category, but definitely, most definitely in the chemistry aspect of it. They are doing an absolutely sensational job at this time. So, Boston, as a New York Yankees fan, I hope that we can catch up to you, but a very good first month of the season. So with that, I'd like to talk about the Cy Young candidates, and why not stick with the Red Sox? Clay Buchholz with a 5-0 record in the month of April with a 1.19 ERA for a starting pitcher is absolutely incredible, and very, very microscopic ERA in 5 starts already. So Clay, if you keep this up, your team is definitely a force to be reckoned with. As for the National League, the New York Mets have a young phenom on the hill to counter one of their division rivals, the Washington Nationals, who featured Steven Strasburg. How about the New York Mets and Matt Harvey starting off the year with a 4-0 record and a 1.56 ERA and 44 strikeouts and a little more than 40 innings pitched? Other guys, worthy of mention there, maybe Matt Latos, Clayton Kershaw, Madison Bumgarner, and Jake Westbrook with that microscopic ERA of .98. But right now, I got to go with Matt Harvey as the leading candidate for Cy Young Award winner in the first month of the season. We got a lot of ball left, so we'll see how it pans out. MVP candidates. For the MVP in the National League, it's Justin Upton, and it's Justin Upton. There is no argument for anybody else there. He's got a guy playing third base now, Chipper Jones' replacement, who also has the initial CJ, named Chris Johnson, leading the National League in batting average at this time. But Justin Upton with 12 home runs in the month of April alone, and they have the best record in the major leagues in the National League at this time, with 17-9. Team with the best record is the Boston Red Sox at 18-8. Justin Upton is the National League MVP at this time. For the American League, you could throw out a few different names there. You could talk about Robinson Cano and the success he's had early this year, given the injuries that the Yankees have endured in the process and how Cano has carried the team. Gotten a little bit of contribution here and there from a guy like Vernon Wells. Travis Hafner has been a very key low-risk acquisition that has been very beneficial to the Yankees' success at this time with a 16-10 record. Chris Davis got off to that absolutely phenomenal start for the Baltimore Orioles. He has some great pieces in the lineup around him, featuring former All-Stars in Matt Wieters and Adam Jones. Not only are former All-Stars, but two of the rising superstars in Major League Baseball. But right now, my pick has got to go to the reigning American League MVP. Yes, that's right. Miguel Cabrera, last year's Triple Crown Award winner and American League MVP. Not only achieving the Triple Crown for the first time in 45 years, his batting average and RBI numbers are on pace in that category to lead the league again. The home runs are not there yet for him with only 4 home runs, but 29 runs driven in and second in the American League with a .371 batting average. Yes, I understand he features a lineup with Prince Fielder is great protection. We know he has power to all fields. And Torrey Hunter having an absolutely sensational year. Might be the best start of his career thus far with a new uniform and a new team and new city. But Miguel Cabrera is that guy right now. And not to mention they are tied for the lead. They are tied for the lead in their division with the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals, you want to talk about another surprise? They made a very key acquisition this offseason in James Shields. Or, as his former manager Joe Madden referred to him as with his days in Tampa, big game James Shields. In order to be successful in Major League Baseball, good defense and great starting pitching is essential. And the Kansas City Royals made a great move in getting James Shields. So those are my picks for right now. Feel free to embrace the debate. And with that said, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this edition of In My Joepinion. Shades on, game on. Thanks for tuning in.